It's
Hello.
Thursday. I don't know who he is. He just showed
Yet
up.
another Thursday.
And this
that
dude
Tyler?
just showed up.
He's
Came
a
to get
paying
away from
he's a
the
paying
weather.
customer.
Yeah.
He's a paying customer.
Right.
He is as of
I
today.
am a dealership customer as of today.
As of today, yeah. No, this is my good friend Andy. I actually have known Andy longer than I've known my wife. True story.
Oh,
That's true.
Yep. And he's from Michigan, so Jocko, he's your neighbor. He's only like 5, 6, 7 hours away, 6 hours away.
Where's Jocko?
He's way up here.
Oh wow, like the Mackinac Straits area.
Pretty close. What's the area you live in, Jocko? It's shoot, what's it called? Anyway,
Harbor Springs.
Harbor Springs.
Oh, it's
That's it. Yeah.
Petoskey area.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
4 hours from the nearest Ferrari dealership, so I'm told.
Yeah.
that's about right.
Yeah. I believe it, but that's if you got money and you live in northern lower Michigan, that's where you live.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's Jocko.
There you
Okay.
go. So are you a customer, Andy?
As of today.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, sort of. He bought my truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what truck?
That Nissan Titan that
You
Josh
had
had.
Oh, dude, you had a truck in your inventory?
No, it was
It
just
was
Josh's personal truck.
Oh, dang. What year? Because I'm looking at trucks under 40K.
Oh,
Oh,
This was way
This
under
was way less
40K.
than
Alright.
40K.
okay.
are you looking for a truck that's gonna be like a daily?
Yeah, it's going to be a daily, and it needs to tow. I want it to tow around 10,000. Want it to be newer with a backup camera.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
mostly daily, but like using it to take the Miata to like, 6 or 7 events throughout the year.
Yeah. No,
I took a picture when I was sitting there in the shop with the Titan was on the 4-post lift, and then you see the 2 Ferraris off to the side. And I sent it to a buddy of mine. And he's like, that's a Clydesdale and a stable full of racehorses.
There you go.
Andy was the hot rod / dragster guy in his youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's how I ended up in Michigan when I lost my Arizona driver's license for street racing,
Oops.
and now I drive for a living.
Right. Don't they have like weird policies about that too?
Nope.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We have guys with 2 DUIs that still drive.
Really?
With what? What do you have now?
I'm a UPS driver.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow. All right, well, I thought it was a little bit stricter, but I guess
As long as you come clean to them that you had one, they'll work with you. You might not actually drive for a year or so, and they'll send you through like drug rehab or other stuff, but they'll keep you. But there were guys I knew that had DUIs that had like restricted driver's licenses where their wife or girlfriend had to drop them off at work. They could drive while they're at work, and then they couldn't drive home.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's kind of scary actually, but it makes sense actually.
Well, yeah, but then there's some guy, the FedEx guy on my route, FedEx ground guy got one of their guys got let go for having 3 DUIs.
Only 3?
I don't know how he still had a driver's license. He went to Amazon and they hired him, no questions asked.
Well, Amazon's all contractors, so they don't.
Amazon doesn't care.
Amazon, and that's pretty obvious by if you watch the way that their drivers. I look at him and I say that if I did half the dumb crap I see Amazon drivers doing every day, I wouldn't have a job tomorrow.
Oh, hey, look, it's Travis Carpenter.
Oh, hi Travis.
We all know him from back in Michigan. He's also a former Michigan person.
Yeah,
We had our little crew back in the day,
career Navy man.
That's right.
Right. He's got to be getting close to 20 years now.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because, geez, I think we've known each other since 99 or 2000?
Yeah, 99.
99.
August. Well, I officially moved to Michigan August 1st of 99, and I met you pretty much like shortly thereafter.
I was dating his cousin
Yeah.
at the time. So, 22 years. Wow. Congrats, man.
Damn.
That's really good. Impressive. You're going to have a great pension.
Yeah.
I can show you my pension right here.
I thought the pension that's sitting in the garage, isn't it?
Oh, well, that helps.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's always Navy people who are Navy podcast. That's CWO3.
Oh, your audio's weird.
Mine?
Yeah, Dan, something's
Oh.
up with your audio.
Oh no.
Oh, now it's better. Were you covering something?
No.
Is your beer too close to the microphone?
You're good now.
It sounded like you were covering the mic or something. It was weird.
Huh. Strange. Okay. Wait, what? Dan, you going to make a video on the Parazon WTF Wavid?
What is that?
What are you talking about? I
drives.
hear the factory test drives are making their way across the country. I don't know what you're even talking about.
Huh?
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
He's
Is that
gonna
some
explain
car or something?
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what that
I
could
don't
be.
have my phone on me. I'd say Google that.
Right. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to say probably not. Oh, by the way, my phone is going to blow the F up. The FUVs. Oh, the
What's
Pure
an
Songway.
FUV?
The Pure Songway. That's a it corrected to
Oh.
Parazon WTF Gwave.
No
Oh my
interest in
gosh.
the Pro Songway. I sat in one and just was like, eh.
I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll probably drive one, but it'll be like, eh.
A couple years from now, when they're on the used market.
Yeah. Scud talk.
Yes, I can attest.
Scud. Oh, I'll let Andy drive the Scud.
It's pretty
Oh.
badass. It's,
I hope so.
I drove his first 430 and I drove the 458, and the Scud is. It's not as fast as the 458, but it's just more raw, and just I think it's a more fun car. I mean, the seats are not comfortable, but it's factory race car, and it feels every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ACR we just listed for sale today, so it has not sold. But that's why my phone's blowing up, because
Oh.
I listed it on Facebook like a couple hours ago, and all the trolls are coming out underneath the bridge, and
A new breed? New
Yeah.
breed of trolls?
Have you got any offers from McDonald's food yet?
No,
No.
surprisingly not.
Oh, okay.
Nope. The GT40 is listed for sale. That one, I haven't gotten any McDonald's offers, but I've gotten. So actually, I had this. Okay, this one was a new one. Someone took the energy to negotiate with me for a price. They negotiated shipping. They negotiated all this stuff. They were like asking all of these questions, like acting like a real buyer for an extended period of time. And finally, I just kind of got this vibe. I'm like, I think this person's full of shit. So I said, "Are you trying to buy the car? Or are you just playing games?" And he's like, "I'm just playing games." And I'm like, "What is
Thanks.
wrong with you? Like, seriously, what? Like, I would love to be able to be a fly on the wall in that person's house and see what kind of just stupid, pathetic
Yes.
life they have. Like, what are you
Losers.
doing with your life?"
In his
Losers.
mom's basement.
Right. It's just like, I mean, I don't have the time to do this shit. Like, where do you have time to spend a half an hour on a car that you can't afford and will never be able to afford because you're a pathetic loser? I just don't get it. So,
And he wasn't even trying to scam you like that other kid. Remember
No.
that kid with the GTS?
right. It was like he was negotiating to like a
man.
real price. We were negotiating, like he was like, oh, like whatever. It was like, and he was asking real questions.
So he had all the veneer of being
Yeah,
legit.
no, and that's the
But
thing.
what
Like
was
that's
it?
why I was. But then he asked. I forgot what it was, but his final thing was like, "Ooh, that's not something's not right here." You know, like as soon as something happened, I was like, "No, I think he's full of crap."
Well,
Is this-
a lot of our buyers recently have been full of crap, so
It's been tough, man.
Free Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Remember the
Is the Scud more comfortable than the Super G? My back hurts thinking about it.
It rides pretty rough.
It's kind of similar. I would say maybe I don't know, maybe slightly more comfortable than the Super G. But I mean, neither of those is very
The seats
comfortable.
recline in the Scud and they don't recline in the Super
That's
G.
true. Yeah, the seats do. You have a little crank so you can at least tilt back.
Well, I drove it from Dan's house to the shop, and It wasn't until I was out of the car that I realized the seat went back like another 2.5 inches.
You got a lot of leg room.
Yeah, and it's actually more. It's drivable. Like I sat in the GT40, and I'm 6'1", and there's like I could drive that car in so much as I could back it out of the garage and drive it somewhere, but because to drive it aggressively, no way. I just do not fit in that car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the GT40 is a totally different thing.
it's it's badass. Don't get me wrong, but it is race car with a license plate.
Wait, are you talking about the Scud or the GT40? Or both?
GT40.
Okay.
No, the GT40 is I'm super comfortable once I'm in the GT40,
Yeah,
but
it's a bitch to get in and out of.
I am the right height. Like it's meant for people my size. I mean but everyone else I don't think is, if you're more than I'm gonna say 2 or 3 inches taller or 2 or 3 inches shorter, you're gonna be uncomfortable.
I sat in the driver's seat of it, and I'm able to push all the pedals, but my shins are rubbing on the dash
Yeah.
to do so. And
Oh yeah, Jocko would fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Jocko, you need to try the Scud. Jocko would love the Scud.
Jocko would bolt himself to any piece of metal with an engine, right? Jocko.
Right?
I totally approve of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to sit in the sports seats for the first time in a white Speciale for sale at Silicon Valley Ferrari, and I felt right at home. The Speciale seats are way more comfortable than the Scud seats, in my opinion. But the other thing is the suspension is more compliant in the Speciale than it is in the Scud.
Yeah, the Scud is definitely
It's a race car.
it's a race car. It's you feel every bump,
Hmm.
you run over a pebble in that thing, you're gonna feel it. It's
Please have a Meg do a video on the Scud. She's actually done a video on a Scud, believe it or not. So
I think she
I
did
mean,
one on the white one we had, didn't she?
yep, the first one we had.
Yeah, the first white one.
Yep. Do you know if Dr. S has plans to offer a 575 conversion? I don't know.
I don't
Honestly.
think he does right now. He's having trouble keeping up with demand for just the 360 and 430. So
Yeah.
maybe someday.
Oh, yeah. So we kind of stopped really doing the buying assistance. We do consultations, but we don't really. Here's the problem. In an ideal world, we could do buying assistance, but the world is not ideal, so it doesn't really work.
no.
So usually what we say is like we won't really try and find a car for you, and part of that's because people have too many specific requirements, or it's so much back and forth to try and get a deal done that just doesn't make sense for us to find the car. Now, if you find a car that you like, we will absolutely help you negotiate on it, help you buy it, ship it, look it over, all those things. Those are all part of our consultation service. But as far as like scouring the internet for you, no, because the thing is, we can't find screaming deals when you have specific requirements. And so no one like here's the scenario. Someone's like, "Oh, I want to use your buying service." They're like, "Great, tell us about the car you want." "Oh, I want to buy a Ferrari 458. I want to have under 10,000 miles. I want it to be, Grigio Scuro with carbon fiber seats, axle lift, rear camera, carbon fiber everything, and I want it to be under like $175,000. We're like, cool. So that doesn't exist anywhere ever. So what do you really want us to do? But that's what I want. We're like, we can't help you. That's impossible, Like that car, maybe if you gave us a budget of $300,000, maybe we'd find it. And so it's just pointless. It doesn't work.
Maybe if you were dealing with Corvettes or something, where
If there was,
they
if
made
it's
50,000,
right, if it's something where it's just easy to find, ready, available, whatever. But with Ferraris,
well, those cars were built with such level of personalization, new,
right.
that it makes it really hard to find on the secondary market something that's exactly what you're looking for.
We've told people time and time again, if you have specific colors or whatever, and that Ferrari hits the market, it doesn't matter what the price is. Buy it if you really want it, because you'll never see it again.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how it is. Like
Yep.
I look at my old 458, you will never see that car again. You'll never see that spec again. It was too unique. So,
That's why I got that gray one too. It's the same thing. It's like I'll never
Right.
find another one like that ever.
it's going to be. I mean, how many times have we ever seen that spec? I don't think ever. So,
The other
especially
problem too is we can't go buying a car for somebody that might buy it back from us.
right.
We can't do that. So when we tell people, if you want a car, you got to pay us up front. Oh,
Yeah.
nobody wants to do that. So it's like we don't even offer it anymore, really.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, it makes more sense for us to just do consultations instead of a buying service.
That reminds me of like watching those matchmaker shows.
Mhm.
It's the same kind of thing.
It is.
You're dealing with somebody, and you could put a person in front of, like a woman in front of a guy that checks all the things he's looking for, and he'll still find something. Yeah, it's not. It's
Right.
not really. What I'm
Yeah,
looking for,
right.
You know.
And when it
Oh,
involves 200 grand or 300 grand, people, they get a little picky,
Yep.
which I
Yeah.
understand.
Because
Oh, yeah.
the problem is when we're looking for cars to buy, we're looking for cars that we can make money on. And so that's totally different than looking for a very specific car that someone wants because that's their dream car. You know?
But it would
We-
make sense
Yep.
for us to do it if you came to us and said, "Here's the car I want. Here's my reasonable budget, and I'm going to pay you up front." And I'm cool with waiting 6 months to a year to find it. But
Yeah,
nobody's
but
going to
who
do that.
wants
Nobody's
Yeah.
going to do that. So if
and
someone
here's the
wants
oth-
to do that, then fine.
Right, and here's the other problem. Let's say they give us all the money and they have it, whatever. It's a slower process because now it's the third party and whatever. By the time we negotiate it, the car might even already be sold, or I mean, it's just too many variables. So, how much wind noise do I get in the Scud? I haven't gone over 100 and something yet because the tires are so
They're
old
bad.
and crappy that I don't trust them. So I'm waiting until I put real tires on before I really I've been kind of taking it easy because those tires are I think
I-
12 years old.
When I
yeah.
drove it today, I'm no corner burner by any stretch of the imagination, and I could tell. I'm like, this thing, the tires on this thing are shit.
Yeah, it's squirrely right now. Yeah. Do we see the 458 with 62,000 miles sell for 141 on BAT? Nope. We don't really. I'll be honest. We don't watch BAT very often because BAT's not a good place to buy cars to resell. Like that's where you buy a car if you want a specific car. It's
BAT is top of the market.
well, it's
In
not
my
even that it's
opinion.
top of the market. It's published market, so we can't
Yeah.
buy a car that's sold on BAT and turn around and sell it for more than it's sold on BAT.
There's actually a few Ferraris for sale in the world that have been on BAT, and it's like you guys are asking 20 grand more than it just sold for on BAT. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. There you go. Best to keep an eye out for a car you want and call in NGSC to do a consult, fly them out, and let them inspect
Yeah.
it. That honestly, that's the best solution. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did help you with that, right? So yeah, we I mean that's the thing. We can do stuff. We can we will work with you to fly out very quickly. Look at the car. We can arrange transportation. We negotiate for people. Sometimes that's the other thing is like people are like, oh, well, how's the negotiation thing work? We're like, we try our best to try and get a good price, but that doesn't mean we always can. And so if the more specific the car, the less room you have to negotiate, the less room, the less deal you're going to get. Where's the handsome dude with the long hair? Hi, Scott.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, who's Scott? I guess I should probably introduce Andy again for people that don't know. This is Andy, and hello, Allison. And I have known Andy for
They said hi.
25 years.
25 years, so since longer than my wife.
Yeah.
So he is an OG Michigan car guy friend
Yep.
from way back in the day
Yep.
when we did dumb stuff with very crappy cars.
Hey, I had a legit
You had-
12 second car when I moved to Michigan.
You had
12-second car is not impressive anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but
No.
1999, that
Oh
was
yeah.
Yeah, that was fast.
yeah.
So,
Oh, Dan
Oh.
skipped over the watch question.
yeah, I did.
He didn't even see it.
No, I did
Doesn't
see
have,
it.
doesn't have time for that.
I went right past that. I was like,
No,
no.
I got the Polar on today.
Didn't Fred have that? Fred, I saw a picture of Fred. I think he had a Polar.
I've
He
got
has
the
one.
Android on.
He's got one.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Rolex.
So with the 430, Josh, is the 356 up for sale?
No. And it won't
Uh,
be. It's in my
the
garage
stud-
right now, actually.
Oh, are the Scud and the 430 forever cars? I can answer that for both of us. No.
They're
Definitely
going to
not.
be forever for now.
You guys don't have forever cars. If there's one thing I've learned, even
Here's
the
the-
458 was supposed to be, but after that went,
So the
I
458
can't tell
was-
you how. So go ahead.
Go
Dan.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've had so many cars in my life that I've said this is gonna be my forever car, and
when are
then
you gonna learn? Stop saying that. Right?
I just
Yeah.
I don't say it anymore. I don't say it anymore because it's
I've learned that there's two kinds of car people. There's the forever car person who has the same car that they've had for 20 years and it's their baby and they'll give it to their kids one day. And then there's the people like I'd say most of us on here that, yeah, it's cool. We deal with it for a while and then, okay, once the shiny newness of it to you wears off, you're like, oh, okay, what's the next thing to
Yeah.
look for?
Eh,
You know?
I mean, it's like you get to experience variety.
right.
and-
It's all about
Yeah.
experiencing all these different cars, and then
Oh, yeah.
later on when I'm old and my kids are driving cars and stuff, I want to be like, oh yeah, I had all these this and that, and this was my favorite. and
It's almost
whatever.
like traveling, but for car enthusiasts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
that's a
Exactly.
good
That's a good
I mean,
analogy.
like trying different wines or beers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I like this one. I don't like this
Yeah,
one.
dip-
Here's
dip
what I
my
like.
toe.
And if you do it right, you can do it for free or very cheap. If you do it
Yeah.
right.
Here, the other thing is, I was more inclined to seriously keep the 458 forever, but my business life changed. Right when I left software and went full time YouTube dealership car parts, it no longer made sense to tie up that substantial amount of money and not use it to grow my business. Right. So, and that's why I'm selling the GT40. I actually think if I was in a different position, if I was back into software and I wasn't doing all of this, I would keep that GT40 for a decade at least, because I truly have more fun in that car than anything I've ever owned by like orders of magnitude. It's that much more fun. But it's also the most expensive car I've ever owned by a lot. So therefore it makes no sense from a business perspective, because I'm like, that's too much money that I should be using to grow my business. Because like, we're a small business. It's me and Josh there. And we don't have a retirement plan. We don't have any benefits. We have to do everything ourselves. So if we don't hustle now, we're screwed when we're older. So, yeah. There you go.
You can avoid sales tax on a new car with a Montana LLC.
That is true.
The dealership has to agree to sell it to you in the Montana LLC, but you can do that. That's the only way that I know of.
Yeah, exactly. Someone on Facebook said they wanted to buy the Scud when I was done with it, and I absolutely was like, make me an offer. I would sell it tomorrow for the right amount of money.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would prefer not to sell it until I've done some work on it, because I think it's a good car for content. So like, that's the thing. That's like, there's part of me that says I personally really want a Scud. Then there's a part of me that says this is also great content, because I have probably the cheapest Scud that's not, that's actually running ever sold in current times.
My wife is chiming in now.
Uh-oh. Hold on, we got $50 Canadian just because it's been a while and this is great channels and you guys do good work.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well
I
done,
think-
JS.
What does that convert to in US dollars?
Ah,
I think it's about on par. Right
About
now.
$1.
no, that's
Two maple syrups.
two maple syrups. That's about
Oh,
actually.
can of
That's
jokes.
probably about right. That maple syrup is expensive, man.
It's cliche to say that they're Canadian, they're friendly, but I seriously like doing some of the great drag race stuff I've done. The Canadian guys are like seriously, the two things is like race or country stereotypes. The Canadian guys are all just like super friendly, give you the shirt off their back to help you, and the Australian guys are all just party animals, get hammered drunk every night, and do burnouts at 2 a.m. in the hotel parking lot. It's awesome.
Well, they don't.
They do. Oh, they do. They're nuts. The Aussies are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that your wife's chiming in. That's funny. She's spilling all. Dude, tell us all the dirty secrets.
Is she always watching, Josh?
Sometimes.
She's just sitting across from you right there.
She's
When do
in
we
the
want
other
to
room.
close the LLC loophole? They won't, because wealthy people are the ones that are using it, and they will make sure that it doesn't get closed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a cat.
I mean, they will. And there's other states you can do it in too.
I mean, New
Yep.
Hampshire doesn't have sales tax.
Oregon doesn't.
Alaska?
South Dakota. I know you can do this, the LLC thing in South Dakota.
That's because no one lives there, though. It's even more desolate than Wyoming.
Or Montana. Yeah.
Or Montana, sorry. Wyoming. Wyoming's pretty desolate.
Wyoming is the least populated state in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah.
And if you ever drove across it, you'd know why.
I usually watch and text him to stop saying bad words. You don't swear that much.
Not that
Not-
much.
Not that much.
Because when he's about to, he gets the shock collar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You're asking the wrong people. We don't buy new
You can
cars.
go into the dealership and buy it, but you're not going to go in and buy a GT3 RS for MSRP.
Yeah. You can go get like a
Boxer.
911
And,
Carrera.
and a lot of that, it's like Ferrari. You have to know somebody. You know the right
Mhm.
people, you can get it done. I know guys that buy Porsches and Ferraris at sticker.
Is it
And-
still hard to get a new one if you haven't been an owner of Ferrari?
Depends on the Ferrari.
I mean, I know
If
it
you want to go
depends.
get a Roma, it's probably easy.
Okay, well, that's,
Yeah.
that's what I
Portofino.
figured.
Ask Whistling Diesel. How'd he do it?
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, that wasn't a new one.
It
was
wasn't?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think it was.
I thought he bought it brand new.
Well,
I
he's
don't
got
think
enough
so.
money. He can just go buy one that someone's trying to make a profit off of, new.
Not
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. We have new inventory coming. We actually have 3 Ferraris heading our way sometime in the next week or 2.
Nice.
Ish.
Where are they coming from?
One's coming from Las Vegas,
Scottsdale, Las
Scottsdale.
Vegas, and
Dallas.
Dallas. Oh, the Dallas one's going to be good.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We can't really. We'll save it for next week, but it'll be
Okay,
cool.
we're not going to talk about it.
It's a Ferrari that we've never had. So,
Yep. It's gonna be a totally new Ferrari for us.
and speaking of the Roma, John, we just did a review on a Roma.
Yep.
Well, Dan's going to put the video out soon.
I'm gonna guess 612 Skag.
No.
No, not a
No.
612.
No. Did you buy the one in Fort Lauderdale? The Scud?
No,
Wait,
the
oh,
black
black
one you
one.
looked at.
Oh no! I made an offer. I negotiated on it, and we were $3,000 apart, and he wouldn't budge. And I know, like, $3,000. Like, if I was buying it for my personal, I would be like, no problem, $3,000. Who cares? But for us, $3,000 is a very substantial portion of our profit. So we had to pass on it. No, we're not gonna go.
Mondial.
We're not gonna go.
Not
get
a
the-
Mondial, thank
We're
God.
actually shipping. We're actually shipping the car down because the shipping quote was so cheap that we were like, just
Yeah.
ship it.
Any way to avoid that Dallas to Austin drive anyway?
Well, it's a 7 hours of driving with a
Yeah, it
trailer
takes
and
up a whole
everything,
day
plus
for
a
us to
stop
do
for
it.
lunch. It's a whole day.
Yep.
It's not worth what I mean. We can.
I
ship
suppose
it
the
down
only
here for
other way to do it would
$300.
be if they haven't shipped it by next week's Wednesday auction. We should drive up and then just go get it.
Drive it back.
No, like go up with the trailer and then we could go to the auction.
Yeah, we could do that.
If it hasn't come down by then.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to get picked up probably tomorrow or the next day.
I hope so. I did see that Hoovy and Doug were talking about us and EAG. I mean, I also
wish we
saw
were
that-
one of the cool. I wish we were in the cool kids club. Like
Yeah,
that.
we're kind of like we're not in the cool
We're definitely not
cool
cool enough for
YouTubers
those
club.
dudes. Yeah.
So like we're not in, right? Like we know them, but we don't get invited to the cool stuff. I was thinking about that, Josh. You know what we should do is just email blast all these big YouTubers, be like, "Hey, we want to be on your YouTube channel." just see if anyone replies.
Yeah, watch Vice Grip Garage replies, yeah, look at this Ferrari that's been parked for 30 years. I
Hey.
think we can get it back on the road.
If they
drive
can
it
find
300.
one, man, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, so the other two Ferraris that we bought, we might as well tell you about. We got two 430s coming our way.
Two
So-
coupes.
Two coupes. One of them's red tan classic Ferrari. The other one's black on black. And the red tan one has to get converted because the F1 system is dead on it, or it's dying. So
That makes
That
it
one-
easy.
that one has to be converted.
Huh.
But the black one actually is functional. So jeez, Jeff, you are the cool kids club. Hoovy. I like Hoovy.
Seems like a
He's
nice guy.
he's fun to hang out with. Start a second channel for secondhand Ferrari reviews. I don't have time to do the first channel. Black is a harder color to sell than red Ferrari.
This isn't just straight black too. It's the metallic black.
So it's the Nero Daytona.
Yeah, Nero Daytona, and it's got carbon ceramic brakes with yellow calipers. It's got pretty good look to it.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's
That sounds
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does sound cool.
yeah. I kind of do like when they're black on black with black wheels. I mean, just straight murdered out. It looks.
It's got the regular seats, but it looks to be in really good shape. We haven't seen it in person. We bought it through an auction, so we'll see when it gets here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's hardly anything for sale on the open market that's good. So we've had a hell of a time trying to find cars right now. We've been getting a lot of offers on random stuff. We've been getting actually we had another, so we've had two offers for someone trying to sell us their manual Gallardo, which is
Yeah.
admittedly tempting, but we're like nervous about Gallardos. I swear the Gallardos are not selling, which is kind of crazy because they are a lot of car for the money. But yeah,
Working on some Porsche stuff.
yeah, we're trying to find some.
I'm working on a viewer of the channel has a backdate car that we're trying to get, and then a couple other ones too. So we'll see.
Oh, so spitballing here. We haven't fleshed this idea out, but I might as well bring it up, and we'll come up with the details later. That's how I like to roll. Just like ready, shoot, aim.
We'll
So-
hit something.
Well, that's yeah. We think we're ready to hire someone. I don't know if you want to call it hire someone. I would
Ooh.
say we need some help, is what we concluded. And so we need someone to take over the parts sales website and get it kicking ass again, because it's falling. It's been doing not so great. So here's the problem. We don't have like revenue where we can afford to hire someone, actually like hire them and pay them a salary or hourly or any of that stuff. So what we're thinking is we want to bring someone in and give them a percentage of the net the net profit. So, and our thinking is like tier it based on performance, and based on how much it brings in. So it probably would be something where someone takes it on as a part-time gig now on the side, and then as it grows, it hopefully could grow into something where it's all they do. But ideally someone local, but obviously we're open to remote work on that. Although I think there would be huge advantage of having someone be local, which is then we can kind of integrate what they're working on to the website into our videos and kind of get better synergy between the things.
Mhm.
But
And you
that
don't have to
Shopify
set up-
sucks. We tried it. It's shit.
Yeah, it makes sense to do commission based. Ideally, you find someone who's hungry. There's no
Exactly.
limit to what they can earn. So
Exactly. No, and that's the thing. We've already got an established, successful business. We want someone to take it over.
Yep.
So it's like, obviously they got to know what they're doing and be able to make it work. But like I said, ideally it would be someone who could participate in videos or whatever, because a huge portion of the growth of it is based on us promoting it in YouTube or social media of all sorts of
I
different
mean,
things.
you'd probably get a lot of hits if you posted this job. Then of course, you'd have to start reviewing,
Filtering through a bunch of
filtering
crap.
through, and
And
interviewing people.
it's one of those where it's like they
That just sounds bad to
the
me.
problem is the skill set this person has to possess is pretty hard to find,
Yeah.
because like you got to know how to deal with WooCommerce, you got to know how to do online marketing, you got to do SEO, you have to do various social media marketing. So it's a lot of marketing skills, it's a lot of e-commerce stuff. Ideally it's being able to participate or produce ideas that we can use in the videos as content. So, because like we've been failing miserably, and that's probably my fault, about promoting that part site in our content. Like you guys almost never see us actually like showing a real product from that website, and so it doesn't make any sales like it used to. Like it's literally down to 25% of what it used to do.
Well, I just looked at the stats on the store. It's about right now from January 1st to today, it's about half of what it was last year.
Yep, which was half of what it was the year before. Can you grab me a beer?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
As he's going.
Well, you've been all in on the dealership, so it makes sense.
Right. Well, and so that was the thing is Josh and I consciously said we have to work on the thing that we know makes the most money.
Yep.
I mean, we have to grow the thing that makes the most money first. All right, J Rod's Rides apparently is.
Well, you got to fly out here so we can show you how to do it.
We gotta meet you.
Yeah.
If you're serious, email us and we can talk about it and see what skills you have and whatever. But and come up with a plan, right? Because that's the other thing is like we don't really know what structure for compensation makes the most sense yet. My thinking is like it probably will start off with a larger percentage for like the first X amount of money and then shrink to smaller percentages as it gets higher. Just because like, no one's going to do it for nothing.
I mean, the store has a lot of potential. I mean, when
Yeah.
it was going really well, we were making it was doing really well.
I mean, the store alone almost brought in close to $1 million the 1 year. So in revenue.
Mhm.
So if we can, if you can get it back up to that with better profit margins than it had before, yeah,
yeah, you'll
yeah.
make decent money.
you could be doing pretty good. So it's a lot of work though, admittedly. And that's the other thing is like this person has to be able to know car parts and Ferrari stuff pretty
Well,
well.
not only that, you also have to deal with people that
Yeah.
their parts don't fit, and you got to deal with all the vendors that we deal with and shipping issues and import issues and all this crap that we have to deal with. That just is like we don't have time to do it all.
Yeah. Well, we've been thinking about this. $1 million revenue, 10K profit.
Thankfully, it's not that.
Hey man, 10K is 10K.
It's not that bad.
Go in
Jeez,
the black.
that would suck. But no, part of it is like the impetus for this. We've been talking about it, and then just the other day, one of our big vendors sent us their new price list and changed all their prices, and I was like, shit. So I had to go through the website and manually update all those prices, and it's like
Oh.
I don't have time for this. Like I got shit I gotta be doing, right? So
And I've learned from other friends in other car related things that the parts business,
it's hard.
it's cutthroat.
Yeah.
It's so cutthroat. I mean, probably less so when you're dealing with Ferraris and exotics, but like you look at, for example, from the stuff I'm familiar with say Holly EFI or Holly products, there's the suggest, or what was the lowest, the retail price or the manufacturer suggested list price or whatever. You can't.
You can't, that's
you
it.
cannot list it anything below that. And you're looking at all these places. It's like literally, unless you know somebody,
They're all the same.
that's all the same.
No,
You're-
that's our restrictions too.
yeah, it's like going to McDonald's. You're gonna pay 99 cents or $1.99 for that double cheeseburger at every McDonald's or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need a McDonald's, but
Right,
whatever.
Yeah.
The vendors we use, it's the same thing. It's like,
Yep.
here's the price that you can sell it for. You cannot sell it for more than this, and you can't sell it for less.
No, you
either.
can sell for more. You can't sell for less.
Okay.
Yeah.
But who's going to sell it for more? Because you'd never sell
Right.
it then. But what we can do is that's why we offer the NGS 10 coupon, because we can do coupons and discounts that are not like doesn't change the price published, right? So that's why we've offered, and that's frankly, so if that was part of our problem was we had to get rid of certain vendors because we didn't even have enough margin to do a 10% discount. Like they would only give us a 15% margin.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to sell something for 5% because after you take out the 3% credit card fees, now we're down to making 2%. And that's if they're paying in the US. If they buy it international, we get charged 4.5%. And so now we're at 0.05%
Plus shipping.
plus shipping. And so if we screw up at all, we lose money.
And then the chargeback, which never really happens.
Chargebacks, all the dumb shit. So it's hard. No, I mean I would say the parts store we run typically makes about a 10 to 15% margin after like a net margin. So
That's not bad, but
it's not bad, but it's a lot of work.
But that's why it's like a kick in the
Well-
nuts when the shit that went down to like EAG and you see the margins that were on that
Oh,
stuff.
dude,
and it's just like
yeah.
yeah.
No, and we currently carry the brands that. So here's the funny thing, we've fired multiple vendors at this point. We actually are. We're very very picky about who we sell because we want to keep a high bar and basically be like, hey, the stuff we sell is high quality. It's stuff we use ourselves. It's stuff we believe in. It's companies that support us, like, and actually stand behind their product when we have issues. So, I mean, straight up, if we get more than 3 returns, we cut it immediately.
We just had to dump a big one today because
Yep.
they're just unreasonable.
Yep, it happens. We've like I said, we've probably fired 10 companies now. So, yeah, I know it's not like we're not like big enough to really be like that's a big deal, but it is to us. Like we don't want to sell crap, so we try our best.
Well, it's not even if the product is good, sometimes the customer service is terrible,
Yeah,
which is what we're having problems with this latest one. It's like we had somebody with a problem with a tune and they didn't want to do anything about it, and they just won't respond to our emails. They don't want to do anything. It's like, okay, well then we'll see you later. We're done with you.
here that was so this was actually my original thought was just shut it down because it's taking up our time, but that's why I want to keep it going and bring in someone to run it because it does make money and it ties in with what we do so well that it just makes sense to have it as a business that we do. But it needs to be something that we don't have time to do. It needs to be something that I don't have to deal with. Because I can't deal with it that often, Yeah. 10 to 15% margins are impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's funny is when we reach out to new companies that we want to work with, and like, oh, I can give you like a 15% margin or whatever. We're like, no, bye.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Like if we can't get at least a 25% margin, we say no. Because again, we're giving 10% off everything. What's this? Is there any money in supercar rentals?
Tried it.
No. No.
Yeah, you guys did try it.
Anybody that says there is lying to you.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're in Miami or something, and I don't even know. I don't know how they do it.
Rep Ferretti, right?
Car cleaning.
That seems like an insane amount of effort.
No.
We actually sell Apex stuff. But I mean, I would that's the thing. There's no reason for us to try, like we don't know anything about that. That would be taking a business that we know nothing
I
about.
like this, guys. I'd be great at one thing and okay at
And car cleaning products are not going to make any money.
No.
Like you sell a bottle of Quick Detailer for $10, we make $1 or $2. It's like
Yeah.
you got to sell 1,000 of those to.
Right. And
Make
unless
it better.
your name brand is huge, you're not going to be selling those things.
Like I've got a buddy who has a Fox Body Mustang parts business, and he specializes that, and then he's got some other stuff that he does too. And he's a producer. He builds the stuff, and his margins are big. He says he makes at least 50% on everything he sells, which is good. But you know you're doing something right when the Chinese rip off your parts.
Right?
Yeah, they actually knocked off his flywheel holder.
Man.
They even used his own pictures off his website and just photoshopped his name off of it.
That's when you're doing really well, when your stuff's being ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So anyway, yeah, if you happen to be someone who's interested in helping out in this, or if you know someone who you think would be a good fit, feel free to send them our way. But we're gonna
If we
Probably-
don't get anybody, what likely will happen is we're just going to narrow it down to just exhausts and exhaust controllers, and that's probably pretty much.
I mean,
it.
yeah, that's a good approach, right? Just to try that out. It's just you got just 1 or 2 products, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Something manageable that you guys can do.
So just to give you an idea, I've narrowed the site already from well over 2,000 products to now we're down to about 400.
Wow.
Good.
Because we just got tired of between firing various vendors, and I eliminated anything that wasn't Ferrari. You know.
Yeah.
So we got rid of all the Lamborghini, all the McLaren, all the Porsche stuff because we're just like, I mean, the problem was like people
You
would
just don't know the stuff.
right, yeah. Someone would email us and be like, "Hey, I see you sell the Porsche whatever thing," and I'm like,
Yeah,
And
like, I don't
Porsche guys just assume that we have it sitting on the shelf waiting for them.
"Oh yeah, no." The Porsche guys were the most impatient out of everyone. They're like,
Yeah.
What do you mean it's gonna take 12 weeks to get that?"
It
I'm
must
like,
be a German car thing.
I'm like, dude, it's made to order. Oh, that's the other thing. We don't stock anything, so like that's a, you know,
We
it makes
stock
it
the
hard.
fire extinguishers, the
true.
C-Tech stuff.
Oh, I need to get
Um,
a fire extinguisher from.
Oh, well,
Shit.
we can get you one.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
not
I was
much.
walking around PRI last year and I saw the anti-gravity battery display, and I talked
Yeah.
to the rep there, say, "Hey, you know Dan, normal guy supercar? Yeah,
So-
we know him."
Obsessed
We saw a
Garage,
lot of those actually.
really, he has like a staff of like 50 people. That's how he's doing it. Like he literally has a 50+ person company
Wow.
or something like that. I mean, it's a big thing. It's not just him. So that's where we're at. We're trying to run this whole damn thing ourselves. It's impossible. Put Meg in charge of part. She doesn't know the car. She doesn't know the parts. I mean, it's a terrible idea.
Then you're gonna get the sexist car person, even if she knew the cars backwards and forwards, and she knows more about Ferraris than 90.
Well, you have to be able to. If someone, yeah, if
You're gonna
somebody
get the
calls
guy,
and says,
"Oh, I don't know if she knows what
Yeah.
she's
someone
talking
calls
about."
and says, "Hey, I'm looking at exhaust for a 430. What sounds better, the IPE or the Klein?" Even if you don't know the answer, you got to come up with something that sounds convincing.
Yeah, right.
Sell me this exhaust.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me
Tell
this.
me- I mean, find some sound clips real quick online. Send them. Say I haven't heard it, but here's what it sounds like. I think this one's better quality. What you got to be able to like, talk to somebody on the fly
Right.
about stuff like that.
It was a joke. Well, sorry, I didn't know. I mean, you forgot the /S.
Train your Hindu neighbor to sell for you.
Where's that? That's
I think
funny.
our sales would drop even more if we did that.
Oh man.
Oh my god! I'll tell you.
Would we ever sell NG Supercars and buy a Toyota dealership later years? No.
Sure.
No.
Hey, you know what? You can make
Dude,
a $600
I'll buy a
markup on
Toyota
that
dealership and let
home.
someone else run it, and I'll sit back and get mailbox money.
Dude, the Toyota people. Well,
suppose-
Josh can probably attest to this. The people that drive Toyotas are literally, oh well, this got the best reviews on Consumer Reports. Never mind, it's a refrigerator on wheels.
I
It
used,
has no
I used
soul,
to
it's
sell,
boring as hell.
sell Toyotas, and I've worked with a bunch of Toyota dealers in the past, and you're pretty much correct. That
Yeah.
the salesmen don't do anything. The people roll in there and they know what they want, and they know
Yeah,
what
they
they
just want
should
to buy
pay.
this whatever thing.
They just want to buy the car. They don't want to buy the extra crap with it.
Yeah. Well, and then you get in. I knew a guy who was a service writer for a Toyota dealership, and he could get these people on the hook. Well, you know, you're going to want those genuine Toyota floor mats for $800. No, it's worth
Ooh.
it, and they buy it.
Yeah.
I bet you the stupidest thing ever is the person who's selling the extended warranties on
Oh
Toyotas.
God.
People buy them still.
I know.
I know.
I feel like they're the people who you could convince them to, because they're like, oh, you're right. Like you'd be like, you know, if that one in
All
100
these computers in these new cars, you never know what's going to happen.
you just don't know anymore, man. This Toyota could actually break
Thing is-
after only 150,000 miles.
The Toyota dealer in my town is
Oh, etched glass.
is so shady. Like they try to stick people for they charge sticking my coworker $2,500 for a rack and pinion replacement on his Sienna minivan with 380,000 miles on it,
280,000 miles on it. Jesus.
and it was from down south, so it wasn't all rotted out. But still,
I mean, he should have known better to go to a Toyota dealership for that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the people that own Toyotas go to Toyota. Oh well, that's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
person I trust. I don't trust these independents. Only the dealer's going to do me right, and they just eat it up.
Yeah. Dude, you're totally
Only the straight out of high school lube techs messing with my car.
Yeah, lube tech.
Do you all feel like the 430 market is the sweet spot for you all right now? It seems like you have been moving a lot of inventory in that space versus slightly newer, older cars. 430s are our favorite by far.
I think the 430 market is kind of bottomed out. I think if you were looking to buy a 430, now would be a good time to do it.
If you need to act fast because it's going to go up.
Well, shit. Let me
I think it's
trade in
gonna go
that Titan. On the last sitting there right there. I can see the look
got
on my face when I.
I got a
showed up.
diffuser. I got a diffuser in the shed that's worth about what the truck is worth.
True story. No, we love. I mean, 430s are great for us because they're just old enough that we can find ones that need simple repairs that we know how to do, that would cost someone a lot of money to do, so we can get them at a discount. Yeah, there you go. We can buy them at a discount, fix them, and then, realize that extra gain. So we just love them.
They're just a solid car. Like I was driving, even that Scud today. I'm driving it, and I'm just thinking to myself, you could daily drive this car.
Good lord, you have to turn that down.
It would not be the.
Are you tall enough to reach that?
I think so.
Good lord.
Yeah.
We turn on the fan and it's like, oh no, the other one. Yep. There we go.
It's warm in here. Yeah. No.
Two people. It gets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got all these screens that are projecting heat out of here
True.
too. But no, that 430 is just. I've always said. I mean, granted, I'm coming from Michigan, where our roads are shit, are absolute shit, and the Michigan roads would destroy any one of those cars. But if I lived down here and I had the means, you could buy one of those for the price of a. You could buy a used 430 for the price of a well-optioned new pickup truck and have something way cooler. Yeah,
It's going to hold its value.
exactly.
Yep. Yep. No.
And that's a solid car. It's not. It doesn't need the timing belt service like the older ones. It's not. It's got a new design engine. It's not like the 360 where it's got the Dino engine from the dates from like what 62 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep. No, totally.
it's got modern. As we learned today, it's got modern climate control, so it's comfortable.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, the 430s are awesome. They're definitely our favorite. We love the 458s too, but the 458 market's really hard right now. It's hard to find good cars, and strangely enough, I think the 458 market has actually fallen a little bit in the last 6 months, 12 months.
I think part of that is people are becoming okay with a 488. Like they're saying, all right, I'll do the turbo car. It's cool, whatever.
Yeah, I
And
think
so more people used to be against that. I think
that
they're
could be
coming
it.
around.
Yeah, I mean,
I see that.
I
Because
actually
the 488s got down to the same price as the 458s, are damn close, and
Now they're way
creeping
up.
back up. Yeah,
yeah, that's the crazy part. The 488s are actually up a bit.
yeah.
Like you used to be able to find 48s for 200 and below, and now it's almost impossible.
What do you want?
But I'll tell you, the funny thing is, you know, we
These
we
grapes right there.
finally bought that V12 F12, and that was kind of like one of the few V12 cars we've ever had, and we do not like the V12 cars because they are much harder to sell.
It's a big car.
It's a huge car.
That is a big car. And honestly, if I was if I came into some money and I wanted to buy a Ferrari, I'm not looking at that. That's not when I picture Ferrari, I picture mid-engine V8.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's what I. But
It's,
some,
for
it's-
lack of a better room, it's the old man Ferrari. Even though it's fast as hell,
yeah,
it's
You're gonna insult some people with that.
it kind of is.
it's kind of true.
And I still think the 360 gated is a great car. I drove the one that we had. We sold our factory gated Spider yesterday, but I drove it for a few days before that just because I wanted to put some miles on it, and it's such a great car. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Gabe, you know, the
Oh, yeah.
gated 360s are like a go kart. It's
Mhm.
awesome.
The thing is, it's not this crazy fast modern car, but it's got this analog charm about it.
Yeah,
That's fun, and it's like it gives you a lot of feedback. Like it's a really good driver's car, you know. Like I love, even like you know, I will say like the funny thing is the 430 is basically like you know just a beefed up 360. So anything that you can say about the 430 is fairly true about anything you can say about the 360 is fairly true about the 430 as well. But at the same time, like they're a bargain. Like that's a lot of cars for
360 is
the
a
money.
huge bargain. I think those will probably start.
They've got to
going
be
up, too.
coming up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just getting into a supercar ownership, you can't go wrong with 360.
It's a great starter supercar,
Yeah.
no doubt.
I
Definitely.
guess it also depends on the roads in your area, right? Like where I am, we got a lot of like twisty, just like good forest roads.
Yeah.
So the 360 is plenty for that. But if you're just like massive straightaways everywhere, where you got miles and miles just to push it straight,
Yeah.
you may be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that sums it up right there. I mean, it's like what I try. Granted, I come from a drag race muscle car background. And the way I try to equate driving Ferraris to people, I said, just imagine I'm driving an adult go-kart. You know, it's not just fast in a straight line. It's fast around a corner. It's fast in the braking. It's fast. It's like you can drive it like a little kid. Granted, there's enough computer controls to keep you from killing yourself in most of the newer ones,
Yeah.
but it's a different kind of fast. And yeah, if all you're doing is if you live in Kansas,
Street light to street light.
yeah, or you guys just got miles and miles of just straight line roads. At 360, you're going to be like, okay, whatever. Or that's the car you buy if you live there to take it to the bar and say, hey, tell
got
these
a
women
360.
I own a Ferrari.
Right.
You know, but if you're a true driver and you want to push it and stuff, yeah, buy the 430.
Yeah.
The 430 does everything well.
Had an F12 or had an F12 have an H12 and it'll get the next iteration. Such a great, comfortable, powerful car. Emphasis on the powerful. It is a ridiculously powerful car.
I remember driving the 599. That was
that was-
that was fast.
That's very
That was-
powerful.
That was fast. It was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was. I drove that thing around when I was here that one time. I pretty much had you let me basically toss me the keys before you own the dealership. Toss me the keys. Said, here, I put a couple hundred miles on that car. I'm thinking, this is. You almost forget you're driving a Ferrari until you look down at the gauges and see the prancing horse on it.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a nice, comfortable car to drive.
Yeah. Did you click
This
that? Or
guy, I did, because
Okay.
I wanted to touch on the Turbo S depreciation has already kicked in.
Yeah, right.
We've been offered like brand new Turbo and Turbo S's for way under MSRP. So it's not like a GT3 or GT3 RS or whatever. You're not. Yeah, you're losing money off the line, unfortunately, because it is a badass car.
They're fast.
Yeah.
Super fast. Yeah.
The GT40 is the real full-scale go-kart. No, that is the truth. That is 100% the truth.
That is, we put the biggest engine in the smallest thing we could.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Brakes be damned. That's actually the other thing that I find so impressive is the Ferraris. Not only can you go out and have fun and do all this whatever, they're even the V8 cars, other than like the Scud and whatever, but like the regular normal cars, like the normal 360 and 430, are comfortable enough that you can take a date on it, that you can drive it to a nice event and be comfortable.
Oh yeah. Totally.
You know, it's a very all around competent car.
The only thing, the only thing I would fault one of those as being a daily driver, and I'm sure this would change if I drove it every day. They're so low, it's kind of a bitch to get in and out of.
It is.
Other than that, I could see hopping in. If I had a 430, I would not have any qualms about hopping in it tomorrow and taking off and driving it to California. I mean, it would do it.
I mean, how much do you trust it not breaking?
Ferrari will never put a V12 in the Roma. There was no reason for them to do that.
Any more signups for the tour? No, and we need some. We need some people to sign up.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to cancel, but if we don't get some people to sign up, we will have to cancel. So we need to. Josh and I were talking about we need to do a video promoting it very, very soon. So we need some. If you got friends, invite them. We need some people. So
JS's question: you definitely don't need a F8 or 650S minimum for the tour. You could get away with it with the 360. Your brakes
yeah.
might heat up a bit more, or you might be revving the engine more.
honestly, it's not like we drive that hard. It's
You're more there to see the sights, not
well,
push
I mean,
the limit of the
it's
cars,
like
but,
yeah, you're not pushing the limits.
yeah.
We're never near the limits, but you
Yeah, you're
definitely.
totally fine.
I mean, you drive hard, but it's not like you're like sweating knuckle. You know, like oh my god,
Yeah.
like going around the corner. Like, you know,
Like, shit, I didn't hit the apex of that turret.
you know, like sliding around the corners because you're pushing the traction. No, it's like there might be sections where there's no one around, and we hammer it, and you know, like some of the people hit some pretty high top speeds on straightaways, but I mean, the one year we went. We had a guy who had never really, he owned his Ferrari, he had a 430, and he had really never pushed it, like, at all. And the one day, he was like, man, this was the first time I ever got over 100. And we were all like, today? And he's like, I mean, like, ever. And we're like, shit, I got over 100 on every single segment, on every single leg of every single part of this drive. You know, like, but I was like, hey, you know what? Good for you. And he kept up fine. You know, there was a few times where, like, honestly, it's like we would regroup and it's like, it's a breather for us. We'd be like, okay, let's let him catch up, you know? I'm tired. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see.
You could drive a 308 and keep up with that.
Jocko, if you got somebody, we'll
Jocko could definitely,
we'll throw in a bonus for you.
yeah, right?
If you're putting a 308, you have to have a Magnum mustache, though.
Yeah, right. That's a requirement. I feel like 308. You could keep up at a 355, I think, and even a 348. I think a 308. It's gonna. I mean, you could. It'd be a little bit more challenging, but I would take it as a challenge.
You don't have to be the leader. You can
No.
you can stick the back of the pack and have just as much fun.
Yeah. We don't. Like everyone gets all of the directions. They have all the. We send out a GPS thing every day that you put in your phone, so you're not gonna get lost. We're gonna wait for you at every gas stop, every pit stop, whatever. We met. Let everyone regroup. So
Yeah, I mean, he's right. You could do like an AMG or a BMW M car or
Oh, hell yeah.
a V cattle. I mean, anything with
Yeah, CTSV
a
would
decent
work.
power is
CTSV
going to
would be a
keep up just
fantastic
fine.
car.
I mean, I could probably do it in a Camry V6, and I would just be getting after it.
I mean, look, like
Come on.
you'd just be keeping it to the floor the whole time.
It'd be fun though.
Yeah.
Just have something you just beat the piss out of.
Yeah.
Here.
Hmm.
I still want to do like a beater tour where we buy like a $2,000 car and have a contest or something.
That would be like
Sure, an
the
LS
one
460 would be great.
Yeah.
LS 460, yeah. Just fix the air suspension on it.
Yeah. CTSV would be super comfy, tons of power. Hell yeah. That would be a great car.
And if it happens to break, you can have the parts for
I
it.
know, right? Yeah, you call up Napa around the corner.
Yeah.
You'd be literally the only person on the tour who could fix their car on the tour.
Yeah. Need a starter? Well, we got one for a Chevy truck that fits. So
Yeah. Yeah, the tires are important. You need to have good tires.
Yeah.
That is one of our rules. You need to have new, good tires with good tread. That is very important. But yeah, it's just meant to be fun. It's not meant to be like this. It's not a rally. That's why we call it a tour.
Not a race either.
I intentionally called it a tour, not a rally, because I've done the rally thing, and I'm too old for that shit. I can't take that stress anymore. Like I used to do that crazy crap where it was like breaking the law.
Well, the first time I ever rode in any Ferrari was we had the 458, and we did a rally.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "This is nuts! Someone's gonna die."
Oh, it was
Yeah, it was pretty.
Where was
that was
that?
that one to the casino, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Lake Charles, Louisiana.
But that was because
Yeah.
like we're only in the car
my
for like
God.
2 minutes. We start getting onto I-10, and we had a police escort, right? And the police escort was like friends of the guys who organized it.
Dude, they literally.
I don't think this was
stopped-
legal. They shut down I-10.
Yeah,
Oh,
they,
for
they
us.
literally. We got.
So
on-
we had like 6 lanes wide of 0 traffic.
It was nuts.
We were going like 180, and people were blowing by us. It was like I'm not even shitting you. I'm going 160. Cop comes up with his lights going. I'm like, oh shit, he pegged me. I slow down to like 130, and he blows by me
Yeah.
to block traffic so that we could keep going.
It was so crazy. I remember there was a guy with that that new like Z28 Camaro, and I'm like, this dude is gonna kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
This dude is gonna kill somebody. He was nuts. And then, I mean, just the shenanigans that were on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
amazed that nobody. Luckily, nobody was. There were no accidents or anything. There's the chick in the Rolls Royce got
Someone-
pulled over. She got nailed for.
Oh, yeah.
Rolls Royce on it.
In a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, and the roller.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And
That was
but the thing is, it was
Stressful.
nuts. I'm sitting there thinking we're doing like 160 plus with the air conditioning blasting, the tunes going, and I'm just like, this is cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I'll be honest, man. I got a kid now. I've got a company. Like I don't have I guess my cojones shrunk because I'm not.
There were times I'm glad I trust him completely, and he's a hell of a good driver. But like there were some times where I'm just like feet were like shoved against the
You're
floor.
pushing the imaginary brake pedal.
Stop. And I've been like 150 plus on the drag strip before, and but I'm just like this is a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's a rally.
But it's just like any
Not a
other
tour.
car event you get into. You get the people that are there to have fun and they're pretty responsible, and then you get the few bad apples that do stupid shit
Yep.
that that paints everybody as, oh my God, these people are deviants and they're ruining our town and whatever. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So we don't do that on the
Yeah.
tour.
no. Yeah, yeah.
It's
that-
pretty chill. Yeah, we're much more reasonable. We're all adults.
Yeah, that was the other thing with that rally. There were a bunch of kids,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
tell, a bunch of like 20-something-year-old kids that were trust fund babies that had cars that they were in way over their head with the cars that they owned. You're not going to find that on the tour.
Oh, that was the rally where the dude in the Corvette had like
A tire blew out.
10-year-old tires, and so
Oh, yeah.
he
Grenade.
shredded a tire and it ripped his fender right off the car,
Yeah.
and like he got towed to the end of it, and we're like looking at this thing, and I check his other tires and they're all like 10 plus years old, and I'm like, dude, your tires are 10 years old. How fast are you going? He's like, oh, I was going like 170 when the tire blew. And I'm like, you're lucky to be alive, you dumbass. Like, jeez. So this is why you have to have nice tires when you come on the tour.
That particular dude also had a pretty epic mullet.
Oh, that's true.
I'll say that. He was
He didn't
guzzling-
care about the date code on his tires.
No, he didn't even know what a date code is.
And I'm pretty sure he had a case of Lone Star cracked open in the back
Probably.
with about 6 empties in the hatch. of that bed. So, yeah, he was.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that was talk about like being thrown into the deep end of the pool like the first time out. That was it. But
That was very crazy.
yeah, it was crazy. But now looking back on it, it's one of those things where you think.
I'm
back
glad
on
we
it,
did it, but I'm not going to do it
yeah,
again.
It was an experience, but in hindsight, it's like that was so freaking stupid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I look back at some of the stuff we've done in these cars. I'm like, God, we've done some dumb shit. I've documented a lot of dumb crap in these cars.
Corvette guys, you mean? Yes, Corvette guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's
So-
always the Corvette guys, too. No, seriously. I mean, like, remember the one guy there? He had, like, he had to puff, because Corvette America, he had, like, this thing all set up with, like, the red, white, and blue smoke bombs.
Oh,
set up,
yeah.
And I'm just like, seriously?
Yep. See you later, GT Pro.
Later.
Yeah.
This is the whole nefarious activities. Although, hilariously, when I got pulled over and the cops said the nefarious activities thing, I wasn't really doing much nefarious activities at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
But yeah, that was an interesting day. That was one of those where everyone else was being, did my connection drop? Oh, it did for a second.
Nope.
Oh well. That particular incident, what a strange day that was. But yeah.
yeah, Corvette sounds
Ooh,
like-
C801 coming soon. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Tyler had something come up, but he was busy. So,
Yeah. It's,
people have lives. Oh,
yeah.
that's how I drink beer.
Yeah, that's why I'm here on
Yeah.
even though I was down here 2 weeks ago, I had to come back for. Decided, I'm going to buy a truck when I'm in Texas, which is I don't like buying trucks in Texas because Texas they bring a premium.
Mm.
But Josh gave me a deal, and I'm thinking the wife gave me the thumbs up on that, and I'm like, yeah, we'll do this. So
What are you using it for, mainly? Just
Towing.
daily? Towing?
it's going to be my daily. Right now, living in Michigan, I've got a Ford Fusion that's actually my daily driver, and I've got a 1990 F250 that I bought out in Oregon, and this thing is like old man perfect, spotless. I mean, it's clean. It's got a rebuilt tranny. It runs. It drives perfect. Problem is, it's such a pig. I don't drive the thing enough, so it sits for months at a time. The mice get into it, chew stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the thing it has the turning radius of an aircraft carrier, so it's
What about towing?
driving it because it's so I can hardly like negotiate the parking lot at work
Yeah.
with it.
Can you
so-
still tow with it?
Oh yeah,
Is it diesel?
no, it's a 460. Oh,
Damn.
yeah,
So it sounds like you're looking for the same kind of truck I was. What year is the Titan?
04.
Okay.
So 20-year-old. I don't deal. I make do with old budget stuff. I don't like car payments. I'm a cash and carry kind of person, so I deal with older stuff. It's nice, and the thing is with the Titan, I was like, I'm not sure about that. Everybody I've talked to that's owned one of those trucks just loves it.
That's what I hear. Yep.
Not even
They are a
Yep.
good price
Five
compared
feet.
to a Toyota or equivalent.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You get way
Well,
more
look at
for the money.
Toyota had that big rash of. I know a friend of mine. His dad had a probably I think it was an '06 or '07 Tundra that had to have the frame replaced because it rusted out so badly.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah.
How about another group video with us folks? Who's us folks? You're saying like where we have people join, where we had, I suppose like where we invite people to actually
Post
participate.
lab.
The after show.
Yeah. Yeah, there is always an after show of sorts that few people probably know about. But it's usually just the three of
It
the four of
usually
us.
lasts about 10 minutes, and it's like we're tired.
I
We're
think
going to
lately we've been so lame. We just like wrap it up. We're like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to bed. Okay,
But
bye.
sometimes it'll go like an hour and a half.
It's usually if we have something that's like important to talk about, or something that we don't want to talk about publicly. You know,
Yeah.
like
You're holding out on us.
there's certain you're not privy to everything.
Buy some extra brake rotors and a cache of gas tank evap sensors.
I do not need a watch.
Good to know. Tell that guy thanks for the heads up.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Anything new with the Miata, Gabe?
I'm trying to get a better seat. I don't like the way I had to use washers as to prop the seat up, and so like it's just kind of janky what I had to do. But I'm realizing that now what I did was probably not safe. So I'm trying to replace the seat and remount all that, and probably need some welding done to for the harness mounts, just because things don't line up perfectly. Otherwise, car's good to go. First race in a month.
360 still in hibernation.
Dude, we just got a massive storm, snow and wind, and so yeah, I haven't woken it up just to put it back.
Oh, you mean you don't want to drive it in that?
Yeah, right. Are we going to have another barbecue? I'm sure we will at some point.
Oh, you're opening.
Wait, aren't you doing the eclipse thing?
There's literally one person signed up for it.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be an awkward eclipse watching.
Thankfully, it's actually a person I know, like a friend. So I mean, it's like okay, well, I mean, I'll put it this way: I'm gonna go to the shop and hang out at the shop, and I'm gonna watch the eclipse. And I don't give a crap if the other people come or not. I am 100% content to be by myself and sit there and watch science. But if other people want to join me, and it's a good place. Actually, they're predicting it's going to be cloudy.
Oh no,
Get
that would
this.
suck. It'll still
Yeah.
get dark, but it's gonna be
It'll get
cloudy.
dark, but you won't be able to see it.
So get this, at UPS, they want to know, like, whenever there's a holiday coming up, what businesses are going to be closed so that they know
Yeah.
to hold those packages, whatever. They ask, who's going to be closed next Monday? And everybody looks around like,
Huh?
huh? Who's
Oh, 'cause you're not in the line of the clips.
My kids got out of school. They closed the schools.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. This is
Really?
and whatever. Oh, it's
Wow.
In the
It's a
name of
big
science.
deal, I think.
Well, because you guys are in the peak viewing area.
right. Like,
Yeah.
We're
like
not.
at my house, you
So-
get it here.
So back when we had that eclipse in, what was that, 17? Where my mom lived in Oregon was like the first place, was right in the town, the first place that it was going to make landfall in the continental U.S. She rented out her house for like $5,000. Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. It was nuts.
Should charge
bad
people
idea.
for the just to park at the stub.
Sure.
Of course, again, like I said, I think it's supposed to be cloudy. So
Hey, it's an event, rain or
I
shine.
haven't checked if they've updated it, but they've been giving us really poor forecasts for Monday.
Dallas County Emergency Management is asking companies to treat it like a snow event.
Yeah, 50% chance of thunderstorms.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. The problem with that is, like, if it's like totally cloud cover, how far would you have to drive to get away from it? So
Hundreds of miles, probably.
potentially hundreds of miles. So I mean, that's not worth it. Because then you're gonna be stuck in all that traffic. Nope.
I'm sorry, unless you're like some weird like Wiccan and it has some religious significance to you.
I mean-
Sorry, I'm getting up and I'm going to work just like any other day.
I don't know. I really want to see it
It's
because,
neat.
yeah, I mean, I think I've never seen a full eclipse.
I think the science and math behind it is very fascinating that they're able
yeah,
to predict
completely.
this that far away and exactly where it's going to be, and it's just wild.
it's pretty neat.
Agreed.
Yeah, that they
I
can
can remember-
know these things that well.
Speaking of something like that, I remember when it was big news when I was a kid in 1986 when Halley's Comet.
Oh,
came
yeah.
out.
I remember
Once
Halley's
every
Comet.
76 years is the only
Yeah.
time we saw it, and that was pretty cool to say that we
Got to see Halley's
got to
Comet.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it made its way into like popular culture.
Mhm.
It's in songs and shit.
Yeah.
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 But I'm not like I like it, but I don't like it enough to drive hours stuck in traffic to go see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. If you miss it, you'll be like, I missed it. Yeah. Oh well.
Exactly, right? I'll be like, well, whatever.
Move on.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Oh,
that
no,
sucks.
You need to get the famous like the. I can just see someone making a meme out of that of you're looking up at it like the
Yeah. I should-
Trump
like,
in 17
yeah,
like
you're like, oh god, it's so bright. Dude,
my wife actually asked if she could take my welding hood to work with her so she could view it. I'm like, sure.
oh yeah, we got a welding hood. You can
Yeah.
use that too. Nice. Well, I bought 10 plus pairs of glasses and stuff, and I was like, whatever. Because I thought maybe people were gonna come, but I guess I guess not.
Got lots of beer in that fridge to drink.
Yeah, no, beer ain't gonna drink itself. So
It's just gonna be you and your neighbor looking up at that sun.
Dude, no, this is a good one today. Talk about the guy with the 360, and so he comes back and he lays a massive deuce in the bathroom.
Who did? One of the customers?
Well, you gotta take a dump. Whatever.
Yeah, he goes back just like helps himself to a beer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, dude, if you're buying a car from us, you are 100% welcome to
Yeah.
come grab a beer.
And bless the toilet, right?
Yeah, you can drop a deuce, man. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
How bad was the deer damage?
Oh yeah.
I haven't pulled off the front bumper, so I can't say for sure. But the side mounting bracket is probably bent or hopefully not broken. And then there's definitely a dip in the bumper or something that we gotta fix. So we're gonna have to pull it off and see if we can adjust the mounting points. Worst case
I
scenario,
think, I think we can fix it. It'll be fine.
yeah, I feel like we can fix it without help, but possibly might have to take it to a body shop to have them just like massage the front of the.
You think a paintless guy could do it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty insignificant. So
I aspire to have your guys' level of calmness when I hit a deer in my 360, but I don't think it'll ever happen because
well, you know what's
I'm not
funny?
doing what you're doing.
So it was a weird like progression of events because I've been driving for over 20 hours, so I'm kind of like tired. So my reaction time is probably not the best. But the deer shows up out of nowhere. I swerve without even thinking, right? And I heard it hit because it was like a loud whack. But then I heard like all my camera gear fly out of the seat and roll around the car. So I thought, like, my first reaction was, shit, like I just blew up some component of the engine or transmission or drive component because it sounded like metal grinding and, but it was the stuff bouncing around on the metal floorboards of the
Yeah.
scud. And so I'm like, oh shit, like I just totally killed this car. So I pulled over, and like in the video you can see I pulled over really slow, and it's because I thought for sure I'm like, I've got to be dragging the bumper and driving over the bumper or something. So I pull over and I get out of the car to look, and in the dark I couldn't see any damage. And I was like, oh, maybe I didn't hit him? Because I'm like, there's no way I could have hit a deer and it not done something
Yeah.
at that speed, right?
Yep.
So I drive home, I go to bed, I get up the next morning, I film my wrap up of the video, and then I go back out there after reviewing my dash cam video because I watched the dash cam video. I'm like, oh, I hit it. There's no way. Sure. And so I'm like, shit, I gotta go look over the car again closer, and
Then you notice that gap.
That's when I was like, crap,
Yep.
I did hit it, but it must have just been because it was a small enough deer. It sounds terrible, but like because I hit Bambi and not Bambi's mom.
Is Texas a state where you can keep the meat off?
Ooh, I don't know, man. So I'm not going to the Italian motoring gathering, unfortunately, this year. Ugh, man, that sucks. Yeah. What a horrible way to end a 1,400
I know.
mile drive.
I
So
can't
close.
believe you drove that car 1,400 miles.
My butt was
It's
very
20 straight
unhappy.
out.
What?
Yeah, I can't believe you did that all in one day. 20, literally from Miami to Austin, right?
Technically, it was from basically Fort Lauderdale, so
Oh, still.
like an hour shorter than Miami.
Yeah, I loaded it on the GPS after watching that just to see the, and it's just
Yeah,
miserable.
yeah. It was. I'm pretty pleased that with all those slowdowns, I still was able to get in pretty much at the I beat the time.
Yeah.
So I was like pretty pleased with
You're
that.
driving a Ferrari.
Well, I was not
That's like
going the speed limit.
required.
Yeah. I would say my average speed was probably 85 to 90.
So basically, you're keeping up with the flow of traffic on 95 in
Yeah.
Florida.
In some places, yeah.
Yeah, God, Florida, 75 and 95 in Florida, it's like the Autobahn.
Oh, people drive so fast.
It's not, well, it's the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
3 lanes, and it's smooth, and
Yeah.
I mean, it just is saying speed.
Yeah.
Go faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We drove, a couple of years ago, I drove a car trailer down there.
Any guesses where the starter motor is on your truck?
Under the intake, just like a North Star Cadillac.
Oh, is it really? Nice.
And everybody, what's funny about because I've worked on North Star Cadillacs, I've done a couple of head stud replace or head gasket jobs where I replace the head bolts with head studs, and you get all these keyboard warriors that are like, "Oh my God, they put the starter under the intake. It's such a terrible idea." Blah blah blah. Anybody that's ever worked on one knows the failure rate on those starters is almost nothing because it doesn't get coated with road grime ever because it's in the most protected spot on a vehicle. And 2, the intake, you can have the intake off that car in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So who cares?
It's O-ring gaskets and, and there's no coolant in it. So it's literally,
Who
it's a
cares?
piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inventory. 2 4030s inbound should be there within a week. Still have the gated 430, the F12,
Oh,
converted 360, Viper ACR-E, GT40.
I have a project car coming in.
Oh
too.
yeah. All right, talk about that, and then we'll wrap it up.
I bought a project car for very, very, very cheap. It's
Is it an old Mercedes with a 302?
no, it's not a
No.
Mercedes. It's British. I'll just say that it's British.
Oh god, we're gonna leave it as a surprise.
Sure, why not?
Okay, did it get shipped yet?
I think it's getting picked up tomorrow.
Okay.
Old
Yeah.
Austin Healy, maybe?
Oh no.
No,
No, way less cool than that.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we need.
it's British and cool.
Yeah.
Well, some people are gonna think it's stupid, and some people will think it's cool. I think it's cool. It's a car I've always liked, but some people are gonna be like, "Why the hell would you buy that? That's stupid." Which is why I like it.
All right. Yeah.
It's not an MG.
All right, it's time to go. We got Yeah, so we got some good cars.
Range Rover, MGB, Jaguar.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Oh, it's terrible stuff.
All garbage. It might,
Yeah,
it might be
all
one
garbage.
of those.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys next week. Got some videos coming out this weekend, so stay tuned. But
See ya.
all right, we're out of here.
Yep.
Bye.
Cheers.